Greetings. I'm Go and Light, and tonight I'm going to be sharing some light. Tonight I'm going to be actually speaking about childhood trauma. Okay, how to get in tune with your childhood you in order to heal past trauma, to recognize your childhood you. Um, Write a letter to your childhood self. um, Write down all your experiences of your childhood, okay? Even if it's trauma, even if it's things that bothered you. Reason being, once you bring this all back, it's basically like, it is like you're healing yourself from what happened. You recognizing what happened and you're facing it, okay? And you're healing from it, okay? Also, you want to always get in tune with your childhood self, okay? Your younger you. And it's basically like, for instance, for me, I work with children in daycares, also in schools, ages from infants to 17, even older than that, okay? Even adult mental situations and mental behaviors, I have dealt with them all. Now, as you're watching a child in the early ages, they're so full of energy. They happy, they loving, they fearless, they very creative. You want to also get back to that childhood you. You want to recognize that part of you that's from your childhood, whether you have received trauma, whether what happened. You want to heal that trauma and bring that love, bring that joy, bring that happiness back out, okay? I'm going to give you some examples of how you can heal your childhood you and how to get in tune with your inner child, excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to be looking down because I have a lot of notes. It's going to lead to a part 2, maybe a part 3, because I want to make sure I give you guys all the accurate information, okay? Now, when you're dealing with this inner child, which is the childhood you, people say childhood you, some people say inner child, some people say younger me. You want to be able to get your journal, jot down all your experience that you can remember, okay? This is going to help you raise your highest conscious level, far as your inner work is going to help you. It's going to help you grow. It's going to open up your heart space, okay? You know, my left eye been blinking all day, y'all. It's a higher level of consciousness. It's more knowledge. It's just enlightenment. It's evolving. Look at that. Thank you, almighty ancestors, known, unknown. Okay, I always do my hands like this. I make my own mantras, okay? I make my own intentions of things, okay? And they don't all have to be the same at times. It can be how, whatever you feel and what you want this to be. If you want this to be, thank you, almighty ancestors, for everything you've done. You want this to be a gratitude symbol, guess what? It can be a gratitude symbol because you are the creator. Your intentions is grand. You can recreate yourself with your intentions. You can heal. You can rise from your darkness to your lightness with your intentions. You can do that, okay? So, you can write a letter to your inner child stating how you feel as a child. You can say, hello, I recognize you. I love you. I'm sorry for the pain that you had to receive. But we're going to heal from that pain now. Okay? That's one example of writing a story. The second example is journaling. Write down your experience of everything you can think of your inner child. Okay? Journaling is very important. It's a memory log. It's also a way of expressing your emotions. Okay? It's also a way of releasing and also memorizing things. Okay? Make sure you put the time and you put the dates as well, because you can have your children look back at these. They can learn from your journaling. Okay? No, you might not want to tell them everything, but some things can be very important and knowledgeable for your young netters. Okay? Also, you can also write down, how did you feel? Did you feel love when you was a child? Did you feel neglected? How did you feel? Write it down. Jot it down. Keep it and write it. Label it. Inner child work. And that's how I did mine. Okay? Now, also, your inner child deals with your root chakra. So, if a person has been molested, they will live in a root chakra. Because once someone is being molested and they had to heal from that, it makes them afraid to look over their shoulder. It makes them untrustworthy of people. Okay? It deals with that root chakra and it messes up everything down there. So you had to heal yourself from that by recognizing it and letting it go. It wasn't your fault. No, it was not. And you can heal from it. And the person that molested or touched you will receive their karma for that. Okay? I don't like it. I don't like adults or whoever the person may be, because other children touch other children. But the reason being is because they've been touched by sometime other children. Okay? I don't condone none of the sexual behavior, none of the molestations or any of that. Straight wrong, straight low vibrating energy, and the ancestors will take care of individuals that does that to children, because that's a no-no. Also, let's see, like I said, I have notes and I'm looking down so I can make sure I give you all the accurate information. Now, ways that you can tell that their inner child is not healed. You can ask yourself, are you fearful? Is you angry all the time? Like, is you always, you don't have no control of your anger. You always jumpy, you always aggressive, you always confrontational, ready to fight and curse people out and things like that, and controlling as well. Also, by your relationships, you can tell if that inner child is not healed. Because, for example, you can be in a relationship, and when a challenging moment comes ahead, excuse me, you want to shut down. You don't want to communicate with your partner. You don't want to speak. You don't want to express your feelings. That is a sign of a unhealed inner child. Okay? So you want to work these things out. Dig deep down inside of that inner child. And you take everything that you can think of and you write it down of how you feel, what made you feel that way. If you was neglected, you want to write down that. If you were touched or molested, you want to write that down. If you were in a deep-rooted religious family, you want to write that down. If you were in a deep homosexual family, you want to write that down. Now, some traditions is good, some traditions is bad. Now, I talked about sexual soul ties. Few months ago, maybe 7-8 months ago, when I first awakened. You want to release these family toxic ties off of you. You might notice in your family you see a lot of homophobia, homosexual activity. You want to release that homosexuality curse off of you, because it's basically it's a curse, it's a code that it's embedded in you. It don't mean you have to be like that, but if it's a lot of individuals in your family like that, a lot of males, and you noticing it, or females, you want to release that code up off of you by specifically saying, Almighty ancestors, I come to you. You could say a specific ancestor that always come to you that you want to say, Oshin, Obatala, whoever you might worship. Or you can just say the known and unknown. I'm asking that you release the toxic curses from my family of homosexual off of me. Ashe, it's done. Okay? We can change whatever we want to change with our intentions. Okay? Always remember, you want to put your intentions out. You want to get you in a deep meditation mode. You want to get the deep meditation music on, and you want to ask this to be released up off of you. Okay? If you have received sexual trauma and molestation in your childhood, you want to say this person's name. You want to talk about it. You want to release this negative energy up off of you, because that can be damaging you from your adult childhood, and it also can be damaging your inner childhood because you have not released that off. I'm going light. I'm always here to shed light. This is part 1, childhood trauma. I'll be back with a part 2. Peace, love, light, and also darkness.